Okay, so to get started, I'm just using my Smashbox primer water to lightly prime my skin and prep it for the next process. So right here, I'm just showing you that I have some hyperpigmentation that happened because of a bad breakout that I had recently. So now I'm just going in with a little of my Becca Ever Matte Poreless primer. And I'm just smoothing that over my skin, nose, forehead, both my cheeks, chin, upper lip, everywhere where I need primer. And primer just helps prep your skin for makeup. By the way, I have Color Club nail polish on my nails. And I believe that color is called We Are Royals. I'll put the name below for you. So now I'm just going ahead and I'm taking my NARS eyeshadow primer and taking that on top of my lids, under my brows, and also under the eyes because I will be placing shadows down there. And by the way, all products listed or used, I should say, in this video will be listed below. So now I'm going ahead and I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Palette, and I'm just taking that warm coral shade and I'm putting that everywhere where I have hyperpigmentation so that my foundation will go on a lot smoother and it will have much better coverage. And this is what color correcting is all about. And it's my favorite thing to do now. Like, I do it, well, my second favorite thing to do. I guess my favorite thing to do would be highlight and contour. But I love color correcting now because it just simplifies everything. I don't really have to necessarily go in with a concealer to cover up any blemishes after I apply my foundation. So it's like the best thing next to sliced cheese, you know. I just love color correcting. And I'm taking it around my mouth as well because I have a little bit of darkness on the edges of my mouth. So now I'm taking my beauty blender, my foundation, and some Fix Plus. And I'm just doing a light patting motion all over my face with my beauty blender. And by the way, that is the Tom Ford foundation. And I dropped something on the floor and I had to pick it up. And as you can see, my table behind me, my dresser, is a complete mess and catastrophe because I was getting out so many products this morning to get ready for this video. I didn't have time to put them back up. And I was in such a hurry. I just had to get this video out and get out the door. But yeah, so I'm going over my lids because I want everything to be the same color. And honestly, I felt like this primer wasn't the best primer to use with this foundation. Or it possibly could have been that the beauty blender was not the best option for this foundation. This foundation probably works better with a blush and a smoothing primer. So yeah, just duly note that for your own purposes. Because when I used the beauty blender, I felt like the foundation was so thin that it soaked up all of my foundation. Like, the beauty blender just went and just took my foundation from my face. So I had to go in several times to get the opacity that I was looking for, the coverage that I was looking for. And you don't want to be going through that in the morning, because you want to get your makeup done and get out the door, you know, especially when you have to work like I did this morning. So as you can see, I'm going in more than once, which is not what I had planned to do. At all. Not at all. But in the end, it turned out just fine. It just took a while to get there, and I felt like I used way too much of that foundation for one day. And that's crazy, because that foundation is not cheap by any means. And as you can see, I'm going over my lips as well, because I will be applying a little bit of lipstick there. Right here, I'm just touching up any areas that I feel like need a little more coverage. I was like, no, no, no. I wasn't feeling that whole process. I had to use way too much foundation. So now I'm just lightly dusting my Laura Mercier translucent powder all over my face to set my foundation. And that brush is from a brush kit from BH Cosmetics. And I'm, of course, making funny faces, because that's what I do. Now I'm taking my Mineralize Natural Skin Finish from MAC in Dark Deep, and I'm just bronzing up those cheeks around the temples of my forehead, under my chin, down the edges of my nose, or down the sides of my nose, I should say. As you can see, I'm pinching the brush when I go down the sides of my nose, so it doesn't look all fat and put bronzer everywhere. So now I'm going over it one more time to make sure that color is really deposited, that you can see it. So now I'm just taking a blush from my Inglot palette and applying it to the apples of my cheeks and back towards my hairline, my little sideburns. I like applying blush. It makes me feel happy because you're smiling. Now I'm just taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Brunette or dark brown, and I'm going to use that to carve out my eyebrows as best I can. And I always carve out the bottom and then the top and then fill in the middle. Or at least that's how I'm doing it right now. Sometimes the process changes. So yeah, that's how I am doing my brows right now. And you know how you always like one brow better than the other one? Yeah. So I tend to be more partial towards my right brow than my left, but that's another story. I really like the Anastasia Brow Wiz because it has a spoolie on the other end of it. And you see I'm taking it off of my teeth. And it's great because you don't have to go look for a spoolie when you get ready to brush through your eyebrows. And brushing through your eyebrows is important, because it helps blend in that color with your natural brown. Now I'm just taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel and setting those brows. And right here, this is the MAC. This is the MAC highlighter that came out with their holiday collection. I'll put the name below because I do not remember the name. But I'm just taking that in a C shape around the sides of my face. And also putting it down the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, a little bit on the forehead, chin, and Cupid's bow. Now I'm just taking some MAC eyeshadows that I put in an e.l.f. palette that I got from Target, and I'm taking that color right there, and that's soft brown, and I'm just putting that lightly in the crease and just above it, and that's going to help me blend out those crease colors. Now I'm taking that lighter shimmery shade right there and using that as my brow bone highlight. Back and forth sweeping motions, little circular motions, curving it at the edges of the eye. Now I'm taking that reddish brown shade. It's called Brown Script. Everybody loves it. And I'm just taking that on the outer corner and through the crease. By the way, that light shimmery shade was called Rice Paper. Very popular color. Now I'm just touching up, applying a little color at a time. It's important to build. You don't want to start off with a lot because you can always put more, but you cannot take it away. So now I'm going in with Folie on the very edges of my eye, so like just the outer corner basically, and I'm taking a little bit into the crease, just working out that outer V. Gotta carve that V, carve that V. It's like carving the turkey. It takes time, blending. Well, you don't blend when you're carving the turkey, but you get what I'm saying. Now I'm taking a little smaller detailer brush and I'm going under my eyes with that Folie dark brown shade. And I'm also applying a little bit more to the outer corner to basically give my eyes a little bit more definition. And that's a little trick. If you want to give your eyes a little more definition, go in with a smaller brush that's more compact and apply some color and blend it out, because that'll give you a better concentration of color. So now I'm going back in with Brown Script and I'm taking it just below my eyes, lower lash line, bringing it towards the middle. And now I'm blending that out with a fluffy blending brush, again from the same BH Cosmetics kit. Now I'm going in with Chameleon, and that's from Makeup Geek. It's one of Makeup Geek's newest pigments from the Duochrome collection. And I'm in love with the whole collection. Like, I am so glad that I picked it up. Love it to death. And I'm just lightly patting that all over my lids. and also bringing it down below. Just using little patting, swiping motions. I'm also spraying my brush with a little Fix Plus, which you cannot see because the camera is zoomed in. But yeah. So now I'm blending that out in the crease and below my eye, just to make everything blend very well. Now I'm doing little touch-ups on that outer corner with the Folie color.
I'm finished. This is the finished look that I'm
And
going
this is the finished look.
work in. Thank you for joining me. I'm in such a hurry. I'm running late, but I just want to share with you that I use my Marc Jacobs and Primrose lip pencil all over my lips, and then I just put this lip gloss by NYX, and I believe it is called, yes, Cosmo. So this is my lip combination. And yeah, of course you saw that I featured my Makeup Geek duochrome pigment, and that was in, let's see, it was in Chameleon. So this is the first pigment that I have tried out. I hope you guys like this look. And yeah, I'm pretty fond of it, but I gotta go. So I will see you next time on Diamonds Living Lovely. And remember to always live lovely. Bye.